Next to it is white and rose gold. This one is white and graphite. And this one is gray and graphite. This one is black and silver. And this one is called bronze and silver. So I will give you any updates if we get limited, and I believe this one is the most popular. This is the gray and silver. This has been the most popular all day long, but I think this is the one that I'm getting because I want the best of the best when it comes to air filtration. I know how important it is. I have asthma, my daughter has asthma. We've been allergy sufferers since, the day we're born. So I've always had air filters, but the fact that it has those new technologies added, I'm gonna get this for my home. But our special guest, Tracy Rosa, is standing by. Tracy, this has been so popular all day long. The pollution inside is almost 3 times as much as outdoor pollution because we batten 100%. Down the hatches, whether it's air conditioning or heating, right?
Makes sense. We open up all the doors, we walk in the front door, everything kind of comes in, and then what do? We shut the door very quickly. We close the windows, we lock the windows. Everything settles into our carpets, into our upholsteries, into our favorite couches, right? So that's why everything's locked in. You don't have that airflow that you have outside. So why this model? Why get this one home? Well, first and foremost, we all know how hard it is to get any type of air purifiers in our home these days. The supply is very, very rare and very hard to find. But to get something like this with the most advanced technology is just amazing. So before Hunter, the leaders when it comes to air purification, we've been around for more than 100 years, we had 2 lines of defense. We had that pre-filter with EcoSilver technology, and then we had that true Hepa filter. This gets rid of the odors in the air and actually inhibits the growth of microorganisms. This, a true Hepa filter, actually gets rid of 99.97% of the particulates in the air. I'm talking dust, dirt, dander, all the things that activate your allergies, Helen, activate your asthma, all that stuff. It's gonna get rid of 99.97% of that out of the air. So that's what we had before, and those are still great, and we still have those. What have we done? We've doubled down. We've given you 2. We had 2 forms of filtration. Now we have 4, okay? What does that mean for you? We actually have a photocatalyst filter, which is the first time we've ever been able to offer that. We've also added a UVC light. Now, the combination of those 2, when you have that photocatalyst, when you have that UVC light, when the 2 of them combine and work together, you know what that does? That gets rid of stuff out of the air that you did not even know you had in the air, my friend. I'm talking formaldehyde, I'm talking E. coli, bacteria. You've got a 1, 2, 3, 4 punch with this one filtration system. It's not just a 1 and 2. We've doubled down. We've got 4 layers of filtration. Listen, times are changing. Back in the day, a few years ago, people bought air purifiers just for the whole allergen reason, right? You were dealing with dust and dirt and dander and pollen and all of that stuff. Now, people really want to make sure that their air is clean from the things that we don't want to talk about, the things that are in the air, the things that make us sick. And remember, this is 1, 2, 3, 4 layers of protection for you and your family. You're right. The air inside of our home is definitely dirtier. And if you don't have an air purifier, it's going to get clean. You know what's going to clean it? Your lungs, okay? The lungs is our body's most natural way of filtering stuff out of the air. But what have we been trying to do lately? We've been trying to make sure that our lungs are absolutely the healthiest that they can be. We're taking all steps. Give the lungs a break, get an air purifier home, get this model. There's nothing more advanced out on the marketplace. Yeah, you've seen LED UVC lights before when it comes to purifying surfaces and cleaning surfaces and sanitizing surfaces. But have you ever seen it in combination with that photocatalyst, all right, to clean the particles in the air? It's revolutionary, Helen.
Yeah, and we have sold over 10,000 today, 10,340 to be, kind of be exact there, 10,344. Now, we're not gonna have another presentation of the Today's Special until 9 o'clock, and then that's the end of it. This is a 24-hour special that we're coming to the end of the 24 hours. Tomorrow we'll have a different Today's Special. This, you know, and Hunter is, you know, the leader in this industry. We've refilled our smoke chamber. I'm gonna turn my Hunter on inside, and you can watch how quickly it gets rid of those particulates. And with smoke, you can actually visually see it, and they're like, this is actually literally tiny particles, and you can see it's already pretty much gone, and it just takes a few seconds. This isn't an hour, this is seconds it takes to clean the air. And you know what? If you don't have an air purifier, you know what's gonna be purifying the air in your house? Your lungs. Your lungs are your air purifier. So I have always loved having air purifiers. I will say the technology has gotten better, the price has gotten lower, and that's what we're doing today. This is the best air purifier we've ever done, the best deal we've ever done. $93.99. The big thing about this is when you get the new filters, some of the filters are $100. This is $29.99 for the refill filter, and you only have to change it every 6 months or a year, depending on what your environment is like. And you get 2 of the pre-filters, which means that 3 months in, you could take one of these off, throw it in the garbage, and put the other one on. So you're really getting that most out of your air filter. And I also like the way it looks in the house. Like, I remember the first air filter I had, it was like this big. It was like this big box. And it was also really, really loud. Look how nice that looks in the living room setting. I mean, you would see that. I just think it looks, it's very, very nice. It kind of blends in. I also want to point out how quiet it is. Let me see how many I have on. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 of them, all the different colors on right next to me. And I'm going to stop talking for a second. Here, that is how quiet, 6 of them on at once, because, you know, I have mine running at night, 24/7, I just leave it on. And the other thing is, my husband does not like any light at all in the room. You see that it has like a bit of a glow here. If you want, you can even turn off that light, right, Tracy?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. And my daughter's the same way, Helen. You know, she doesn't like to see any light. She doesn't like any noise. We have it on sleep mode. It still runs. It's still cleaning and purifying the air, but it just doesn't have any sound or any light. So let's talk about the design of this and the footprint of this. The cool thing about this is we have actually taken a very large filter and wrapped it around the entire unit. So we're pulling in air from 360 degrees. So that allows us to get a much bigger filter into a much smaller footprint. It stands about 16.5 inches tall. It's about 7.5 inches in diameter. So really it's like the size of a dinner plate. It's perfect. It fits underneath these countertops great, so that if I'm cooking, or as my husband says, burning dinner, you know, it's gonna get all the odors out of the air. Speaking of odors in the air, we talk about this kind of stuff, VOCs. Those are volatile organic compounds. What does that mean? Well, these are like stuff that we spray in the air to get rid of odors, to clean stuff. But think about it. Actually putting chemicals into your air to clean it, it doesn't make any sense at all. You know, you wanna make sure that you have the cleanest and the purest air. This is the way to do it. Remember, 4 layers of filtration with this. 1, 2, 3, 4 punch. Latest and greatest technology, phenomenal footprint, great size, sleek and modern. This doesn't scream air purifier, right? It doesn't scream like big, bulky and nasty. We all take a lot of pride in our home. We want to make sure that things look nice. This is our youngest daughter's room. This is Haley's room. She's in Orlando for a lacrosse tournament. Look at her air purifier. Look at how great it fits in here. This is in here at all times, okay? She has a room that's about 200 square feet, give or take a little bit, okay? So that means that every hour with this on, it turns the air over 2.5 times an hour. 2.5 times an hour. It's incredible. In a 106 square foot room, a smaller room, it's going to clean it 112 times a day. That means it's scrubbing all the particulates out of your air 112 times a day. In a 20 by 20 room, we're talking 1.25 times a day. That's still more than 24 times in a day. You know, that's incredible. So when you get worried about size and you look at this and you're like, oh, it's a smaller footprint, I don't know if it's right for my house. It's still going to get the job done, even if it's in a bigger room. Okay, it just may get it done 24 times a day versus, 48 times a day. Helen, if I could get somebody to come and clean the floors, 24 times in a day, I would be absolutely thrilled. It's so easy to use, right? It's all digital. You see it in the studio. You on and off switch here. I want it, Eddie. I know Eddie doesn't like any of the light and the sound. So when we get back here, look at this. I'm going to put this in sleep mode. Look at that. No light, no sound, still on. All right, still cleaning the air, but it's not affecting anybody's sleep at all. Also, I want you to understand that this light that you're seeing right here is not the UV light, okay? This is that accent light. You can turn that on and off if you want, but the UV mode in there, that's down here at the base working with that other filter as a combined unit to clean all of those particulates out of the air. You're not supposed to look at a UV light. If you're looking at that, like, that doesn't make any sense. I shouldn't be seeing it. You're right. You're not looking at the UV light. The UV light is actually down here, okay, in that other filter.
Right, and
you don't have to replace that either. Sorry.
And this does look like, we had a Hunter air purifier that looked similar, like if you're just looking at it, but this one has 2 new features that is, kind of the latest state of the art with that UV light inside it and that photocatalytic filter inside. Here are our colors. I'll go through it one more time. I know that the presentation, we've only got about 4 minutes left. This is the aqua and silver. This is the white and the rose gold. This is the white and the graphite. This is the gray and the graphite. This is the black and the silver, and this is the bronze and the silver. So for anybody's decor, we have the perfect Hunter, and when you look at the controls, I just love how easy, and the little beep that you see when you touch it, it's like even on and off, it's still, it's so incredibly quiet. I can put this one in sleep mode actually, where it's on and it doesn't have the light on. But I think that you're really gonna love how easy and how sleek the design is. And what it does for you is, listen, when you wake up in the morning, are you somebody that sneezes and coughs and you're like, my nose is like, I live near the beach and there's something called red tide, which has been, and it doesn't bother me at all in the house because I've got my air purifiers going. But if I take a walk on the beach, it really bothers, like I'll be like, oh, I forgot it was even here. And I'm living right by the beach. It really, for me, it's like a necessity. If you know of an allergy sufferer, if you've got someone in your house who's allergic to your own pet, I have so many friends that have pets that they're allergic to. This can be like a marriage saver, a lifesaver, a game changer. Right, Tracy?
Oh yeah, Hunter saves marriages. No, I'm just kidding. That's not an approved claim that I'm allowed to say.
Oh, okay.
I'm just kidding. But listen, at the end of the day, when we make air purifiers, we want to make sure that we have the latest and greatest technology. Why? Because our environment is constantly changing. 2 years ago, we would never know what we're dealing with now. Okay, so what did the people do? The engineers at Hunter, they made sure that they gave you exactly what you needed to clean all of the pollutants in your air. You still get the prefilter, which inhibits the growth of microorganisms, okay? Then
that really made a big difference, putting the air filter there. That's our way of censoring. I was wondering when you were going to notice that, but I just thought I'd be like, well, it's live TV. What are you going to do?
That's okay. I love you too, baby. I love you too. Then you have the photocatalyst technology right here. And then you've got the UVC light underneath there. So again, with all 4 of those working together, that is going to be your 1, 2, 3, 4 punch right there. I just got punched in the face. It's all right.
It could have been worse, Tracy.
Really, how?
It really, honestly, it could have been a lot worse.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm wondering how.
Yeah, I'm not saying. All right.
Okay. All right. So Hunter's been around for more than 100 years. We know how to move air and we know how to clean air.
Yeah.
I tell you.
Exactly. No.
I quit.
No, you don't. You got to keep going, girl. You got more airing. No, you've got a 9 o'clock airing. Is that your last airing, or do you have another one after 9 o'clock?
I don't know. We're still trying to figure things out. I'm scheduled for 9 and 11. We're getting limited on some of the colors.
Right.
Listen, this is definitely going to be